to the Cinementalists. Noun, plural. Definition, those whose love for movies runs so deep, they can't help but do a podcast about them. Hosted by Colton Robertson and Joseph George. Hello everybody and welcome in to the Cinementalists, where today we are in the penultimate part of our top 100 favorite actors of all time. This is part 9. This is 19 through 11, working our way from the bottom to the top of the list from 19 to 11. 100 through 20 are readily available for you over the last 4 weeks. This week is the last, and I'm so very excited. I'm Colton Robertson. I'm joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
Oh, what up, what up? Always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it is always a pleasure to have you, and it doesn't get easier. And I mean that as a message about life generally, and I mean that about the list. No, of course I don't mean that in that capacity. Jesus, that'd be grim. No, it's not true, but, you gotta be a little bit more optimistic than that. Anyway, so we've got some heavy hitters to top the list here. Obviously this week brings the top 19, this episode 19 through 11, leaving the top 10 in the final episode. And I know what you're thinking. If you're listening to this right now and you're going, wait, the top 10's readily available, why the fuck am I listening to 19 through 11? Shut up. Just for a second. Shut up for a second. Think about it. Don't you want to think about more cool people? There's a bunch of talented people out there. Don't you want to hear us celebrate all of them? All of them? You should. You should want that. So I've got a fun slate of actors here. And one of the most heartbreaking things about this project is that when we started it, there might be actors who could be on this top 100 who aren't, just because this is such a fluid list. You never know. You watch something and all of a sudden you go, oh shit. Like, since we've started this, I think I've watched something like 30 fucking movies, you know? Like, there's no telling who would be on my top 100 if I started the list now. So before we really dig in, I want to hear a couple of folks who were left off for you.
All right. One, I'm kind of there's two people that I thought of after the list started that I was like, they probably would have been on here. And one is one that you said and brought up was Matthew Lillard. And just
Travesty.
Kind of in more of like it's unfair to include him, I think, is where my brain was going from. Is like, it's like, okay, well, Matthew Lillard, and
if there's
now
a number
else,
0 on this list, it's Matthew Lillard. Yeah, dog barked for Matthew Lillard. There you go. It already begins.
I mean, there we go. Very fitting. And so yeah, I think that one I'm kind of mad. I think I wouldn't have put him 1, even though he deserves it. I think I would have tried to slot in a Matthew Lillard standard bar somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's how I worked.
So I'm kind of mad. I'm very mad I didn't do that. And so, but yeah, it was whenever you brought him up that I was like, oh shit, I should have really done that actually, and not just kind of excluded him for I don't know, fairness. But yeah, Matthew Lillard, one of them, and then the other that was not brought up, I don't think yet, that I left off was Andy Serkis. Really, really love Andy Serkis, especially after Andor, and getting him not a creature or a motion
some sort
capture
of CGI entity. Yeah.
But man, he is. I hope. The stunt, didn't Tom Cruise get like the first ever honorary stunt like award because or something like that recently, or was it an Oscar?
It wasn't an Oscar. Happen? Yeah, it was something or other.
That stunts are recognized.
Well, they started doing stunt. They started introducing the stunt category. I think that begins next year, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. But I think Andy Serkis is, whenever they have like a motion capture award, or I don't know, or I feel like maybe it becomes popular enough or something. This man is just the king of kind of like becoming a creature, and doing it doing it just flawlessly. And then, but then I loved him in Andor a lot. Seeing his actual face, and his actual acting was.
I mean, the Batman. That's
True.
That's Alfred Pennyworth right there.
Yeah.
King Kong back in the day gets swallowed by those worm thingies.
Oh, that's such a
Andy
traumatic
Serkis has
movie.
spun the block. He's been around
Yeah.
a long time and done a lot of great work. And yeah, he was a really, really tough exclusion for me too. And it's because I haven't evolved quite to the point where and don't get me wrong, I recognize his work as Snoke and as Caesar and as King Kong even, and just all of this incredible work he's done, Gollum, just across the board. He is unbelievable. He is an unbelievable performer who is willing to just give himself so completely to a role that he doesn't even care that his face isn't exposed for it. The amount of recognition that I'm sure to a general audience he loses.
Yeah.
Because he's just somebody else or something else. Like that's really what it's like, kind of one of the purest forms of acting there is, ironically, even though he is playing a motion capture entity, is just being like, I don't even care that you will not know this is me. I don't even want you to know it's me at a point. I want you to know it's the character. And I think that that's really, really admirable. Andy Serkis, he's on this short list I have here. I think the list that I have of my top 100 on Letterboxd is like 160 names, and I've got Andy Serkis on it. Real tough exclusion. Yeah, I'm with you. Fuck. And, to bridge that, I've got a couple of superhero names that I left off. It's an actor for Superman and an actor for Spider-Man. So, you know what? And I'll just do all of them. Fuck it. All the ones I don't have and all the ones I don't have on the other one too. All the Supermen I don't have. I don't have Christopher Reeve. Okay. That is the real heartbreaker. Yeah. I would love to have Christopher Reeve, but I don't have Christopher Reeve. I don't have Henry Cavill. Don't care to have Henry Cavill. I don't have Tom Welling, the CW Smallville show version of him.
Yeah.
I don't have the one who turned out to be a Republican that was in the Adventures of Lois and Superman in the 90s. Dean something, I think. Shows you just how much weight he carries. I don't have David Cornsweet. That's a heartbreaker. He just hasn't been in enough, though. That's the thing. I anticipate that one day he will be here, but I don't have David Cornsweet. But yeah, Christopher Reeve, above all, is the heartbreaker there. And that is really just because, while I love him as Superman, like genuinely, maybe my favorite portrayal of any comic book character ever, I don't think I've seen him in anything else. I think I've only seen him as Superman, and that's just not quite enough. Spider-Man, don't have Tobey Maguire, don't have Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Rough break. That's how the cookie crumbles. Now, obviously, there's a major exclusion there, and haven't said them yet. It's a lot to look forward to. But so those are the heartbreakers: Christopher Reeve and really Tobey Maguire. We talked about Tom Holland quite a bit when Zendaya came up, but we already mentioned he's not here. But yeah, Tobey Maguire, tough exclusion. Christopher Reeve, tough exclusion. But if you're ready to take us on in with your number 19, I am ready, my friend.
Oh. Yes, I'm ready to go. Okay. Wow. Yes, we are here. I guess it's happening.
No turning back now.
Yeah, and really, there's no pressure here. It's just like letting each one drop. It feels like I want to say sorry to every one of these people and being like,
you feel too low. You feel too low, but it's top 20, baby. This is the big time.
Yeah. And the record,
it's the highest honor placement that will ever be bestowed on their career.
Yeah, this is what they've been waiting for.
They're listening. They're listening with bated breath. Like waiting, like it's Oscar nomination announcement day. Like, am I in Colton and Joseph's top 20? I haven't been said yet. I've been listening religiously for years to Colton and Joseph. Let's find out.
If she's listeing, that's a whole different level of things going on.
Line.
Yeah, I'll stop everything I'm doing. Anne Hathaway will begin the list for this week at 19, And goddamn, I swear her IMDb picture was not this at the start of this project. I swear. It was changed like mid project. It's been, I don't know, staring me down at every little.
She's ludicrously attractive.
Every time I go on the tab, it's just boom, she's right there. She's mesmerizing. But yeah, this is the start of, or the continuation of the interstellar love, I guess. I already had Timmy on there.
Timmy
I
C.
guess.
You had Michael Caine a bit ago. Yeah.
True. Michael Caine, and then now Anne Hathaway. Love her in Interstellar. Probably my favorite role of hers, for sure. Do love Catwoman. You know, we did talk of her as Selena Kyle in Dark Knight Rises, and that's yeah.
I know that Tom Hardy gets a lot of love for his Bane, and obviously you can't go wrong with Christian Bale. That might be the best woman character Christopher Nolan has ever had a hand in. Anne Hathaway generally portrays the best women characters that Chris Nolan has ever had a hand in, because notoriously Chris Nolan isn't great at writing women. That's just the facts of the matter. He and not in a way that's like reductive or anything. It's just kind of like it becomes bland a little bit. There's kind of an every woman thing going on with every woman character he writes. It's just kind of like, I had to write a lady, and that's how it comes off, you know. Now, obviously, looking forward to the Odyssey. Hopefully, Lupita Nyong'o gets a little bit different treatment. I would love to see something else there. Anne Hathaway again popping up in that, but Lupita Nyong'o is playing Helen of Troy, and I would love to see that.
God, that movie. Oh my God! Yeah, I'm ready.
Very excited. But yeah, Anne Hathaway, man, I had her quite a while ago. If I recall, but not super long ago. I believe it was the 50s, 54, thereabouts. 56 is where she landed. Yeah, absolutely love Anne Hathaway. And we've got a weird connection at 19, but I'll let you continue with your love for Anne Hathaway if you have more to say.
Oh, well, the love I mean, yeah, there was like a movie that came out. I haven't seen it. The Idea of You. The Idea of You. Yeah. And literally it came out in 2024, and it's about a 24-year-old.
Oh, I watched it.
And like I wish I don't even need to. Honestly, I'm like, no, I'd rather. Yeah, I already have been down this rabbit hole.
Is based off of a One Direction fanfic. Fun fact.
One Direction fanfic. What?
It's based off a One Direction fan fiction. She is the mother of a fan of a boy band and happens to meet the headliner, like the main guy. It's like what if I met Harry Styles and he was my daughter's favorite singer. Wow. You know, and she has no idea who he is, and he finds that endearing. Played by Nick Galitzson, who I really, really enjoy. He's going to be playing He-Man in the Masters of the Universe movie coming up this summer. The Idea of You is actually, I mean, not a good movie. Don't get me wrong, not a good movie. But it is cute and serviceable as a rom-com. Like if you're looking for something you're going to turn your brain off to for an hour and 40 minutes, like I remember it very well. And it's Anne Hathaway. You can't go wrong. She's the shit, man. Yeah, I love Anne Hathaway, and she's been in a ton of brilliant stuff. And yeah, if you're listening, go ahead and hit my line, hit Joe's line. I don't really care. Hit one of our lines. I'll gladly surrender.
The dogs are missing their keys.
Yeah, they're outside. I don't know if you heard me get up at the beginning and run around for a little bit. It was because the dogs kept barking and scratching at the door.
Sense. They would have been going wild. They needed to be
they'd be barking.
For this because
it would have been uncontrollable almost. I believe they did bark the first time Anne Hathaway came up back in the 50s. I would have to fact check that, but I'm fairly certain that it did happen. Yeah, man, Anne Hathaway's the shit, and I've got a wonderful, wonderful connection at 19 for you, as she starred opposite this woman in the iconic film, which just got a sequel, The Devil Wears Prada. 19 is where I have Meryl Streep. And Meryl Streep, if you're listening, I will fight national treasure Martin Short for your affections. I'll do it. I won't enjoy it. I love Martin Short, but if it comes to it, I'll do it. I will do it, Meryl. And that's how much. And you know what? Maybe I'd get in the ring with him and I'd bow out because that's how much I respect you. It's too macho to fight for your affections. You know, I surrender. In fact, Martin Short, you can have her. You know, I bow out. You know, I know it was a nail biter, but you know, I'm a generous loser. I can take it. Yeah, love. Yeah, you know, I'm just that good of a guy, Joe. I love Meryl Streep. I love Meryl Streep. She's been an icon for as long as I've been alive, and 20 years before that. She's incredible. The most nominated actress in the history of the Academy Awards. 21
That's gotta
nominations.
feel good.
Yeah,
you're the only one ever out of every human,
out of everybody to have been nominated that much as a performer. Very important.
I mean, I guess granted, movies haven't been a thing for that long of human history, but like, you know, I mean,
the last 100 years. Well, and this is crazy too. Last 100 years, yeah, she's been doing it for 50 of them. That's fucking crazy. You know, like that's almost an unfair advantage. No, but not all of the people who have been doing it that long have come even close to the career accolades she's achieved. Meryl Streep is a treasure unto herself, and some of my favorites of all time. Of course, I'll mention some of my favorite movies, period, that she's a part of. Little Women, as Aunt March. She's so good in that role where she's, you know, the old matriarch who has all the money and really wants Florence Pugh to become, you know, a fine lady, and is disappointed in Saoirse Ronan for not being a fine lady, and so on and so forth. Fantastic Mr. Fox might be my favorite performance in Fantastic Mr. Fox. Contact! I fucking love that as Mrs. Fox. It's one of the better voice performances in the movie. Mamma Mia, icon.
Yep.
Bodaciously fine. Dude, like, insanely attractive in Mamma Mia. Just an unbelievable looking woman. But one of my favorite performances of all time of Meryl Streep's, and you brought up Anne Hathaway, Devil Wears Prada. That's a lob for me. But the one that super underrated, and she was nominated for an Oscar for this, is a movie that was written by Carrie Fisher. It's called Postcards from the Edge, adapted from a book by Carrie Fisher, and the screenplay in turn made by Carrie Fisher. She is the lead, where she is playing de facto Carrie Fisher. It's semi-autobiographical movie for Carrie Fisher, where Meryl Streep got to play the lead. And she's absolutely incredible in it. If you'll recall, Carrie Fisher's mother was quite famous as the lead in Singing in the Rain and all sorts of movies in the 50s, and was a very big deal. Debbie Reynolds, absolute icon unto her own, but being a part of the industry and then raising a daughter into the industry and the kind of strain that it put on their relationship, Carrie Fisher had a lot to say about it, and Meryl Streep got to bring that to life on screen, and she does an unbelievable job. It is a beautiful movie, and Meryl Streep does an incredible job. So, absolute icon. Again, genuinely so fucking hard to put anybody above her. But that's just how much I love the people who come next. So Meryl Streep at 19.
I have the weirdest favorite role from her. Mr. Fox is pretty hard to beat. Her as Mrs. Fox.
Yeah, it's a good
there. Actually, now that you bring that up, but a series of unfortunate events with Jim Carrey and like Lemony Snicket.
The Lemony Snicket,
the narrator. She's the aunt that thinks everything bad is going to happen, and then literally everything she's worried about happens right in front of her face. It's like, and she's just so scared.
Underrated most recent appearance, aside from Devil Wears Prada 2, Project Hail Mary, where she briefly voices a potential version of Rocky's voice. And Ryan Gosling jests, God, she can do anything. Great. Yeah, great stuff, and I love that she is around to perceive and see just how beloved she is. There aren't a lot of actors who garner the acclaim she has, and are around to see it. Usually the kind of love that she has fostered is given once somebody passes away. It's like, oh, we should remember them for how great they were. But it's like, nah, this woman's great. Fucking let's show her how much we love her now. And I love that. So it's not a lot of people who get treatment like that. Meryl Streep fully deserves it. So love her. Got her at 19.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Well, moving on here to 18 is someone you have already brought up. I believe, let's see, with a difference of 23 spots.
Nothing crazy.
This is where I have Tom Cruise, our Ethan Hawke, the kind of
Hunt.
kind of the action actor. One you do
capital
two.
V.
That is just kind of he defines it a little bit, and kind of one that has been in the game kind of for a long time. Bro's been doing it, still doing it, not aging a single day as he does it, which, maybe the only reason he's a Scientologist, who knows? I don't know. Maybe they're just keeping him young. I don't know. But no, he's out going through the Mission Impossible series. Like, that was, I've always just known him, or I've never really liked him as a guy. I think that's always kind of out, like, I don't know, he's kind of a quirky guy.
Still don't, Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, but as an actor, it was just kind of like he was almost in the De Niro and Al Pacino, like, too legendary for me to even grab onto a little bit.
Right. Like, obviously that's Tom Cruise. That's how much weight
Yeah.
Ethan Hunt carries, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like, after Mission Impossible, I saw him completely differently. Like, it's weird. And he still is Tom Cruise. Even when I'm watching Ethan Hunt, I still think, like, I see Tom Cruise, but, like, for seconds there, I'm like, no, that's Ethan Hunt. Or, like, no, I'm in full Ethan Hunt camp. And, like, that's just a real human on Earth.
And this is a sidebar kind of about Ethan Hunt as a character. But it is because Tom Cruise plays him that it gives him so much weight. So it is like it's a weird dichotomy where Ethan Hunt, even though he is functionally a superhero, like if a human was a superhero, is the most humanizing role that man has ever played. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm like? It's one of the most endearing and one of the most relatable. I love my people and I would do anything to protect them. And it's believable because of the way Tom Cruise plays it. So at a certain point, Tom Cruise is Ethan Hunt to a certain degree. And I love that about it,
Yeah. He's just incredible as Ethan Hunt. I want his hair and Eyes Wide Shut. I wish I could just, like, snap my fingers and have it that long and not have to go through, like, the awkward growing phase. Let's see, what else am I forgetting? Ooh, Collateral.
Tough it out.
I always forget about Collateral.
Good movie.
Good movie. I do need to get to The Last Samurai with him, I guess.
Yeah, I've never seen that. My dad, that's a classic dad movie also. Just quintessential dad movie. But yeah, my dad is continuously, because that also has Hiroyuki Sanada, another really unfortunate omission for me. I love Hiroyuki Sanada. He is on this 160 item list here, but is off of the top 100. Yeah. He's, and I love Tom Cruise. I love Hiroyuki Sanada. I don't know why I wouldn't love that movie. And I think the reason I've never engaged with it is because I was always concerned that Tom Cruise was the titular Last Samurai. So I never really engaged with it for that reason. And then recently I was talking to my dad about it and I was like, I just don't like that, like, the movie's called The Last Samurai and it seems like Tom Cruise is the Last Samurai. He goes, oh, no. Tom Cruise is not the Last Samurai. And I was like, oh, he was like, that's Hiroyuki Sanada. And I was like, oh, okay. Then I think I could probably engage with this movie. It's just, movie comes out around that time. Tom Cruise is the biggest star in the world. You go ahead and make him the front man and you make him the poster and you make him look like he might be the Last Samurai.
They did the reverse Batman Begins with Ra's al Ghul and
yeah, exactly. Liam Neeson.
Like that's crazy. They pulled the complete Uno reverse card. What year was Batman Begins?
05, a year before.
Okay. Actually, wow, Batman Begins pulled the Unireverse Last Samurai. Actually, okay. So they did it first. But yeah, no, Tom.
The dogs
Tom
are
Cruise.
playing, by the way. You're almost certainly going to hear it if you're listening. It's my guess. I don't know that for sure, but I just want to go ahead and give the folks a precaution.
I think that makes sense. They bark for Anne Hathaway. It's playtime for Tom Cruise. It's action time.
It is playtime.
Let's dangle
for Tom
from the
Cruise.
roof. Let's fucking steal a.
Holy
even-
shit! Moose just jumped off a
floppy
cliff.
disk?
He did it. He did it. Oh, there's the chute. He's good. He's safe.
Yep, we're fine. And you know that button's gonna go green or that light's gonna go green because you just have 100% trust in whoever is out there. As long as they're on the squad, on the team, that's all that
Fallout?
matters.
Fallout, maybe the best action movie of all time.
Oh.
I mean, holy fucking shit, dude. That is so peak, it's ridiculous. But, man, Tom Cruise, good fucking stuff there at 18. Yeah. And I've got another wonderful connection here.
Okay.
I can't believe 19 and 18, you've picked people who star opposite people that I have at 19 and 18.
Cruise.
You have not seen this movie, for the record.
Okay.
But you should, and it is goddamn good. At 18, I have Gene Hackman, who Tom Cruise starred opposite in The Firm. Great Tom Cruise movie. Great Gene Hackman movie. Gene Hackman kind of indoctrinates Tom Cruise into this law firm that is giving him all this impossible to turn down shit. A great salary, a great car, a great home, a great life. But they represent the mafia and they represent organized crime. And once you're in, you can't get out. That's the idea. So it's like his hope is to get him so far in that he is buried in it before he can even realize he's underneath it. And that's so peak. That's such a great fucking premise, and I absolutely love it. But Gene Hackman is one of the GOATs. Just truly one of the greatest performers of all time. He's given maybe the best Wes Anderson performance ever in The Royal Tenenbaums as Royal Tenenbaum. About as good as it gets there. I mentioned Christopher Reeve as somebody I left off here. His Lex Luthor was perfect for the Lex Luthor of the time. Obviously the character's evolved quite a bit, and now Nick Holt is kind of the perfect Michael Rosenbaum, even in Smallville and stuff. There's a lot of really, really great modern depictions of Lex Luthor, but as far as the campy vision of Lex Luthor that used to exist, Gene Hackman fucking kills it, dude. Luthor. Yeah, it's fucking good. Why is what's the number 200 have in common for us? It's your weight and my IQ. Yeah, fucking gold. I love it. Some men can look at a gum wrapper and see the secrets of the universe. Yeah, I fucking love Gene Hackman, dude. Another great movie, The Conversation. That's a Gene Hackman, Francis Ford Coppola picture, where he's like an audio surveillance expert, and he overhears something he feels like he probably shouldn't have overheard, and now he fears he's on the run, and all that good stuff. Great premise. The Birdcage, I brought that up with Robin Williams earlier. Another great movie. He's also in Postcards from the Edge with Meryl Streep. That's a funny connection I forgot about. Okay. He plays a movie director in that. But yeah, Gene Hackman, just incredible career, incredible actor. Rest in peace. Absolute legend. I have him at 18.
Okay. Well, moving on here to 17. Lucky number 17. Okay, yes. Already been said before. I don't know if there's any connections or weird. I guess there's probably going to be one to come with whoever you have at 17, maybe. But
I doubt it.
Where I have Jim Carrey.
No fucking way. No, I'm just kidding. No connection. But yeah, love it.
I guess, yeah, you already had Jim Carrey. The difference for him
pretty big.
Yeah, 77. Okay, so he's the new king.
He's the new king,
I guess. Wow.
Will
yeah,
not
Oscar
stand,
Isaac,
by the way.
was Robin Williams was at 65.
Whoa, that's cool. I had Robin Williams at the spot below Jim Carrey, so that's cool.
Dang. Wow. Okay, yeah. And then now a little bit further of a distance away. So yeah, 77. And yeah, I think there's going to be some crazy splits for sure. But okay, yeah, the new king, I guess right now, Jim Carrey. And growing up, I mean, he was Dumb and Dumber was just maybe one of the most
essential
watched
viewing
movies. Yes, and yes, I would of comedy movies. I mean, I think it's my favorite, but I don't know if that's just because like it was the comedy movie that I grew up with. And I think
Get
it
the
probably
hell
is
out of
now.
here.
But I don't know. I think this is even growing up. Like I still laugh. Like the jokes they I don't know. It's a very childish movie on the scope of it. But like it just gets me to laugh every time, no matter what. It just brings
It's a
you
funny
back.
fucking movie,
Yeah.
man.
And yeah, it just so I mean that he's been a kind of a staple ever since my childhood for that. And then we already brought it up, the series of unfortunate events. I guess Meryl Streep.
Fuck yeah.
And Jim Carrey. There we go. One connection,
There you
I
go.
guess, so far. But yeah, I had to get him there. And then we had a Jim Carrey kick, of the 52-year journey whenever we hit the 3 good ones and 3 funny ones. Was that the idea, or was it?
We did.
It was,
So we were doing 7 movies, 7 days for the year 1994, and we happened to hit the fact that in 1994, no, hold the fucking phone. In 1994, Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura, and The Mask came out.
damn,
That
yeah.
was 1 year's
Holy
work for
shit.
Jim Carrey. That's
Holy
fucking crazy.
shit,
So, yeah, no, it wasn't that we were like, oh, let's just do a couple funny movies and a couple serious. No, it was because we were
Yeah.
doing a theme for the year 1994,
Yeah.
and Jim Carrey was in 3 classic comedy movies that year. And that's an insane stat.
The year after, not as iconic, but he goes on to be the Riddler in Batman
Yeah.
Forever the next year. I mean, but yeah, that 94 was it. I mean, he peaked. I
The
mean, yeah,
Heater.
Holy
The
shit.
Heater. What a
Yeah.
crazy run.
damn. And then yeah,
Somebody stop me. Like, somebody stop him.
yeah,
He's begging.
and who knows what's going on with him nowadays? Whether he's real,
I don't know.
whether it's still him, a clone.
He's really
it's all-
eccentric, and I
Yeah.
really, really love it. I love his energy. Really talented artist, by the way. He does a lot of painting and that sort of stuff, and he's really, really talented. So, I love me some Jim Carrey.
And I don't know. There's this one clip of him where he's like, "Yeah, that's why your spine has 32 vertebrae, or however, whatever the correct number is, and blah 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 blah." And then whenever you come, and I was like, "Wait, huh?" Or like whenever you climb, and I'm just like, "Wait, what's going on?" And then like, I mean, yeah, he just goes for it. He's not very shy at all, and like very wants to expose the Illuminati, and all the things. But yeah, very very fun guy. But in movies, a guy who doesn't even need like makeup on his face to make him look like a completely different person or character.
Had famed beef with Benito Mussolini's granddaughter. Dope.
Wait, what?
Not
Wait, yeah.
elaborating.
Okay.
Refusing to elaborate. Look it up on your own time. Had beef with Benito Mussolini's granddaughter because he one of his paintings. Mussolini was the dictator of Italy while
Yeah, that's what I
Adolf
was
Hitler
gonna
was in
say.
office.
I'm like, so he had beef with a dictatorship's daughter. That's crazy.
Yeah, granddaughter. Because
granddaughter. Yeah,
he drew one of his paintings was of like Benito Mussolini, like the image of him hanging by his feet when he was dead. Like that was, and she said something. I can't remember the exact details. I just remember that was the cause. That was the root of it. Yeah, it was funny. It was funny because your grandpa was a fascist, like a brutally evil fascist. You get no sympathy from me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you have to be associated with that for the rest of your life. I feel even worse for you that you feel the need to somehow defend it. And I'm not even going to say that she defended it because I don't remember that that's the detail. But if you see someone coming at your grandfather who was an evil fascist, don't be like, hey, no, your grandpa was an evil fascist. You got to kind of, take the punches as they come.
Sorry.
It's not about you. It's about your evil fascist grandpa. But great fucking choice.
Pretty clear there. Yeah. But I guess Jim Carrey, pretty big difference. And I think that makes sense. I think the childhood attachment, I think, goes a long way.
It goes a long way. I also think it can't be overstated how important recency bias can factor into this. I'm not saying it's 100% foolproof, but I haven't watched a Jim Carrey movie in a while. And if I had watched one more recently, he wouldn't be this high. But there's a chance he launches up the list a good 40 fucking spots. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just no telling how different the list could be based on what I had watched in the month before we started this. And I say that full-throatedly ahead of my 17 because I was on a bit of a kick for him the month before we started. Now, he probably would have been pretty fucking high anyway because he's a legend in the game. This is my oldest fella, as far as I know. Born Christmas. Guess the year. Guess the year he was born.
0. This is Jesus Christ. No, okay.
Yes.
He was born 1919.
Good guess. Try 20 years earlier in 1899.
18? And he's kicking it? Are you saying he's alive?
No, he is not alive. This guy is so dead.
Okay.
This guy is absurdly dead. Like, I'm talking 70 years gone, my man. This is Humphrey Bogart.
Yes.
I go on a Humphrey Bogart kick about once a year. About once a year, I watch one Humphrey Bogart movie, usually Casablanca, and it leads me into a rabbit hole where I'm like, this guy was so charismatic. And in a capacity where, if you look at a picture of Humphrey Bogart, this is not a particularly good-looking man. Don't get me wrong, he's fine-looking. He's not ugly, not by any stretch of the imagination. But you wouldn't think ever, probably, just upon a picture of him, wow, this guy's hot. You know what I'm saying? But then you watch him and stuff,
You're like,
to have and have not. You watch him in The Big Sleep. The Big Sleep is one of the sexiest movies I've ever seen, and it was before a time where sex scenes were even fucking allowed. You couldn't do it, like it wasn't, it wasn't allowed yet. And it is so, there's a scene between him and a librarian where I'm like, they just fucked. Like they didn't do anything. They didn't touch each other. They had sex, like that is what just occurred there. Humphrey Bogart's work, I mean, across a really, really illustrious career with just an obscenely deep bag. Casablanca, of course, is maybe my favorite movie of all time. So I'm never going to not include that. But The Maltese Falcon, another classic noir movie that he had a hand in. Classic Western, The Treasure of Sierra Madre. Another classic noir, The Big Sleep. Classic romance, Sabrina. He plays a psychopath in a movie called In a Lonely Place. Really, really dark drama, kind of ahead of its time. Love that movie. To Have and Have Not, another one where he stars opposite Lauren Bacall like he did in The Big Sleep. Key Largo, classic crime movie. High Sierra, classic crime movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, this man has some shitters under his belt. You shouldn't watch Tokyo Joe. Not a great movie.
So I'm watching Tokyo Joe.
Tokyo Joe. No, don't get me wrong, though. You should watch Tokyo Joe. It's absolutely worth your time. And if that's the shitter I go to, you've made a pretty great fucking living for yourself. That one just hasn't aged well. That's the problem there.
Okay.
Problem there is that it's called Tokyo Joe.
Oh,
and
okay.
Humphrey
I might see the
Bogart.
problem.
Well, don't get me wrong. They're not making Humphrey Bogart a Japanese guy. No. But it's post World War II, and Humphrey Bogart has beef with Japanese guys, which is, not a great idea.
Yeah.
So still perfectly serviceable movie. Just hasn't aged well,
I see.
by any stretch of your imagination. Barefoot Contessa. Great late Humphrey performance. I actually watched recently his last movie ever, and that was actually the last movie I watched, I believe, before we started the Top 100 period. Oh, what the fuck? Why can't I remember what that movie was called? It will come to me. It will. I'm right here. I'm standing here. We're No Angels. Yeah, We're No Angels. Directed by the same guy who did Casablanca. Nowhere near as good as Casablanca, but We're No Angels has Humphrey Bogart, Aldo Ray, and Peter Ustinov. And they're playing a couple of escaped convicts who are trying to blend in. So, like, they're like going to rob this place and try to find, pay their way to a new life and pay their way out of here. But then they end up having, like, hearts of gold, and they love the family that took them in. They can't bring themselves to rob them, and like it's really endearing. Cute movie, just nowhere near as good as some of the other stuff Humphrey Bogart's done. But yeah, Humphrey Bogart, absolute icon, complete legend in the game. Definitely the oldest name I've got on this list. 1899. I don't think I have another 20th or 19th century born name on here. I think the closest would have been Katharine Hepburn, and I believe she was definitely 1900s because we overlapped lifetime-wise. She died in 2003, so no chance there.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's where I've got Humphrey Bogart.
Okay. Well, not the same slot, but the one next mention, a pretty old guy. Maybe my oldest of the list, possibly. But he... Rest in peace, may he, and just a weird, fascinating love I have for this guy. I don't know why, but I had to have him here, and I had to have him high. This is Sir Christopher Lee. This is
good stuff.
Count Dooku. Yes, I have had a fascination with this man ever. I think it's his lightsaber. I don't know why the stance he had. It felt real when I was a kid, and I really thought that these battles were real. I was really in it. And then when I'm older, realizing this dude actually had experience and was doing the motions and the moves he's doing because he actually knows what a real life fight or fencing sword fight would look like. Is why. He's...
My man hunted Nazis.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That is the coolest thing anybody can do.
Yeah.
Say that. Bar none, the coolest thing a person has ever done, anybody, is hunted Nazis. And I don't mean, there's neo-Nazis and you're a vigilante and you're going to go kill, you're going to go hunt and arrest like living guys who are like, yeah, Hitler was cool. Now, no. That's cool too. Don't get me wrong. That's, do your thing. Fuck yeah. But you will never be Christopher Lee hunting actual Nazis trying to escape the Nuremberg trials. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he can actually put that on his resume, Nazi hunter. And it's not a lie. Like, it's not even a role he played in a movie.
The behind the scenes clip from Lord of the Rings where he explains to Peter Jackson that that's not the sound a man makes when he gets stabbed in the back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why is that?
He's like, no, this is the sound a man makes when he gets stabbed in the back. And Peter just has to go, yeah, all right, Chris, I believe you. That's hard as fuck. That is hard as fuck. This man witnessed the last execution by guillotine in France.
I love that fact. God, that's so
James Bond is based off of him.
That's
true.
He is our actual Chuck Norris. Like, no offense
Yes.
against Chuck Norris, but
Nah,
he's
fuck
a cool
Chuck
guy.
Norris.
But
Fuck
like,
Chuck
you're
Norris.
just a
He's got
character.
nothing on Christopher Lee.
Yeah, he's like he actually is the real life version. Like he did these things for real, and I think, and just that he also acted and did it really well. I mean, Dracula.
Yeah, exceedingly well. Dude,
even,
his Hammer film stuff is so peak.
Yeah. And so, I mean, like, way back in the day, I think I only really have that one Dracula viewing for me. And then, but beyond that, I guess, like, the Lord of the Rings, I got to those a little late. All my childhood love does come from Dooku, but did love him in there as, an even worse bad guy, Dooku kind of was on that, teeter-totter. Going back to the light, not Lord of the Rings. Bro was full in. But yeah, he's just kind of, and it feels weird to have him this low, but also is like, I think this is largely the person he is in real life, and I also did love him growing up, and every role that I've seen him in ever since, I'm like, oh wow, you're actually just a great actor as well, and
an unbelievably talented man and an unbelievably cool man. That's like very few people have ever been as fucking awesome as Christopher Lee. Like that's just an absolute legend by the very definition of the word legend. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean that in the mythic sense. Like it's a legend. It almost feels like all the shit you can say about Christopher Lee shouldn't be true, but all of it is.
Yeah. I mean, Chuck Norris, I feel like, it is like, it doesn't sound real, but no, can confirm. Fact check everything with that guy. It's just, he's like that. But yeah, he Sweet 16, I guess, got right there for me. But
no, I love that. There's actually an incredible Buddy Guy song. It's called Been There, Done That. It's a song that came out last year on his last album. Buddy Guy turns 90 this year, by the way. Incredible blues artist. I'm going to see him at the end of next month. He starred at the end of Sinners. He's the old version of Miles Caton in that movie. But it's called Been There, Done That. And one of the lyrics is, my life was like a movie where every scene was true. And like that's very simple lyricism, but it's hard as fuck to be able to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like he talks about how he's been all around the globe. He's performed for presidents in the White House and the Queen in the castle. And like, he's like, I've done all of this shit, dude. Like I'm him. And that's such a fucking flex. And so few people can say shit like that. And Christopher Lee is the kind of motherfucker who can say shit like that. Like that's real as fuck. So I've got a similar pick in the sense that my love for this man is kind of strange. Like it's I haven't seen him in a ton of stuff.
Okay.
And he's never, I think I've only watched him in one movie where he's the main character. This is a character actor's character actor. You know what I'm saying? Again, rest in peace. Nearly 9 years gone. But I know you love him. I know you probably don't have him. Christopher Lee kind of did that. I got excited. I went, no way, because you said rest in peace. My love for this guy is weird. I almost stood up because I was like, no fucking way it happened at the Sweet 16. But 16 is where I have the legend, Harry Dean Stanton. I love Harry Dean Stanton. And that leading performance that I mentioned that is just too good is Paris, Texas. That is one of the most beautiful movies I've ever watched in my life. And Harry Dean Stanton, of course, huge part of that. But visually, oh my God. Oh my God. They don't make movies that look like that. Like that is a gorgeous movie. And Harry Dean Stanton is, you wouldn't think of him as a leading man. You've seen Harry Dean Stanton. And that movie came about 5 years after Alien. So, I mean, like he's an older leading man in it too. Like he's not young. I mean, shit, come the 80s, 84 is when that movie came out. He was almost 60 years old. This guy was old for a long time. I absolutely adore him in Paris, Texas. Another leading role that I have not seen, but is at the very, very tippy top of my watch list because he stars opposite, and I mean stars opposite David Lynch in a movie called Lucky. It was Harry Dean Stanton's last performance. The movie came out the year he died, and he was 91, I think. He was 91, so 90 at least during the filming of the movie. And it's about a man facing his mortality as a 90-year-old. Like that is functionally what it's about. And I've seen clips and I've watched a little bit of the movie. And I've watched enough to know that he is just a marvel in it. But of course, his work with Lynch, not just starring opposite him, but being directed by him in Fire Walk with Me and in Twin Peaks: The Return. The Return. That, I mean, I won't even begin to talk about what the scene actually is. But his response to that scene, and him walking up to that woman and comforting her in that moment, again, that came out the year Harry Dean Stanton died. He got a couple of things in those last years. Like he worked until the day he dropped. Like he was an iconic character actor. I mean, microscopic role in the Avengers, which is hilarious. He's the janitor who finds Bruce Banner. That's a thing that happened in his career. The Last Temptation of Christ, he was directed by Scorsese, stars opposite Willem Dafoe. Green Mile, of course. We recently talked about that. But again, the Lynch stuff is really, it's really what makes him for me. He has one scene in The Straight Story. One scene. And when I say, oh my God, does it make me fucking lose it? It makes me fucking lose it. Like, it is a beautiful moment in a beautiful movie. But above all, the quintessential Harry Dean Stanton movie is Alien. Right. Is that all you could say? You just say right? Right. He's fucking gold, dude. I love Harry Dean Stanton as Brett. That is him being the working man, rolling with Parker down there. Absolutely love him in that. First to go, first victim, besides John Hurt, of course. Besides the one who the chest burster literally bursts out of the chest of. He is the first one to be claimed
Patient Zero
by the Xenomorph.
Harry Dean Stanton, number one.
And great performer. So love Harry Dean Stanton, and I've got him all the way up here at 16.
Okay. Well, right into
right.
All right.
Okay.
Already been mentioned, but for me, landed at 15 is where I have Matthew McConaughey, and another guy who kind of like Tom Cruise, where the real person in real life is kind of hard to latch onto sometimes. I think Matthew McConaughey is a lot easier. It's just sometimes he can go over the top,
tons easier.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey as a guy, the difficult thing about him is that he wants to be so connected to the people and is just so obviously beyond any connection with real life people. Like he is so rich and he's so famous that he feels like he wants to be working class and is just obviously not. You know what I'm saying? So it's all really well intentioned with him. It's nothing that's like, oh, you're a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? No, in fact, I believe you're a good guy. But sometimes it's like read the room a little bit,
And then sometimes he'll go on like his like tangents a little bit, and then he'll say something that's like actually really, really good or really based, and then he'll just kind of
super profound.
Then he'll keep going though, and then he'll like keep compounding and keep like, I don't know, adding analogies. I think he loves to try to be like, to make a Southern kind of random saying, life is...
He's a modern philosopher.
Yes.
Well, that's what he thinks he is. And that's kind of beautiful. You know, we need people who are that full of themselves.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like, I would be extremely full of myself if I was Matthew McConaughey. If my thing was that I'm sexy and people love me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's impossible not to at a point. Like, I don't think I've ever met anybody who's like, yeah, Matthew McConaughey, not for me. Don't like him. You know,
yeah.
Everybody likes Matthew McConaughey on some level. And I'd be full as fuck of myself too, you know? And I would think I'm smart as fuck. Like, that scene of him in The Wolf of Wall Street, I don't think he's acting.
Yeah, they just pulled him up. They just interviewed him, actually.
Marty
That
was like,
wasn't-
so I want you to get on the camera and go, you know, go for it. I want to see what you got. I want to see what you got.
Can you take off
All
your
right,
shoes?
more, you know, get a little faster, you know, let's go. Get into it. It's, you know, yeah, those rookie numbers, you got to get those numbers up, you know. I fucking love Matthew McConaughey, man.
Yeah, and I know I briefly brought it up, but Interstellar, it is why he's here. I mean,
Don't let me go, Murph.
Like, goddamn. I mean, there's so many scenes. That movie, it's
Loved hard.
unbelievable how easy it is to get me to cry in that movie. And it
This
just
whole thing, it's constructed. It's one little girl's bedroom. Yeah, I fucking love
it's for
him, dude.
her. Like, and then he's
thought
so
it was me.
happy
Thought it was
that
me.
it's for his
Yeah.
daughter, and then it's like, oh my god, and then him
She's
seeing
the
all the
key.
tapes, you know, and then Murph pops up, and then he cut back to him, and
Don't
then
let
it's
me
just
go,
like,
Murph.
I'm
No,
fucking- I'm a
Murph.
puddle.
Don't let me
I'm a
go,
puddle.
Murph.
And yeah,
God damn.
So-
Oh, he's so good in that, dude.
it's my favorite movie of all time. I don't think any movie will top that. It'll be, if one does, god damn. But Matthew McConaughey happens to be the lead. And I really want to confirm this somewhere, but like it says, you know, you look it up. It says his name is Joseph Cooper. He's always called Cooper, but his first name is Joseph.
Yeah,
it's never
Coop.
mentioned anywhere in the movie, and why it's Joseph, I don't know. I just love that fact. That Coop, I guess, his first name
You share a name
somehow
with Coop. Yeah.
in some script,
Whoa.
maybe.
Whoa, his name is Joseph. Your name, Cooper, Dale Cooper. That's awesome.
Oh, dude.
Best of both worlds.
Wow. Cooper. Coop. Two Coops.
Two Coops.
It's everywhere.
Two Coops.
Two
Oh, my
Coops.
God.
It's everywhere.
My God.
But yes. But no, Matthew McConaughey, he had to be up here for me. I guess, yeah, another you have had him, correct? Isn't that right? Yeah, it's 63.
Oh, yeah. I had him
So
a while
Mia
ago. I
had
had
him
him
at-
one spot above Timmy C.
Is it at 15 that he's at for me? Or is
Mhm.
it on 6? Yes, 15. So it's 48.
Pretty sizable
difference.
gap. Pretty sizable
48
gap
there.
there. Yeah, I like that.
Mhm.
I like that a lot. And now we're at a point now where Matthew McConaughey has a barrier. There are people I have left that you definitely don't have. And now I know.
Mhm.
You know,
Okay.
like it's over. It's
Okay.
over. It's past. There's no way you have some of these people above Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
Not that I really expected you would, strictly. You know what I'm saying? But not that I really expected you would have them, I mean. But now I know for a fact you do not because of Matthew McConaughey being at 15. And one of those people comes at my 15. That is a really, really legendary actress who I know you fuck with, but was curious to see if you fucked with her this heavy.
Okay.
Is Frances McDormand.
Okay. It's Curveball,
yeah.
actually. Not who I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I love Frances McDormand, man, and of course she's become a bit of a West regular via Moonrise Kingdom, The French Dispatch, Isle of Dogs. She's been around the block. Best Actress winner for Nomadland. All of those movies, by the way, that I just said, all four of those we've covered.
Yes,
We've
have.
covered all of those. But it's kind of the tip of the iceberg for her. This is one of the greatest actresses alive. Just one of the best to ever do it, really. And her work with the Coen brothers really stands apart. Blood Simple, the first Coen brothers movie, and I believe Frances McDormand's first turn is amazing. Raising Arizona, fucking hysterical. But the best Coen brothers, or I'm going to go two best Coen brothers movies that feature Frances McDormand are Fargo and Burn After Reading. And I've brought up Burn After Reading already for Tilda Swinton and when you brought up Brad Pitt. Frances McDormand is outstanding in this movie. So like, aw, you don't have to think that about yourself. You know, like she wants like enhancement surgery. That's like her goal of the movie is to get enhancement surgery, look better via surgery. And she will stop at nothing to do it. Like she hates herself and she's like, I can't stand the way I look. I need this. I need this. I need this. And that sounds a lot more sad than the movie makes it. The movie makes it fucking funny. The movie's hilarious.
Okay.
But, there is a little bit of you that's like, oh, Frances, come on, you know, like, you're hot. But you know, Fargo, she is a Midwestern small town Minnesota cop. And she, you know, happens onto a mystery that is, you know, just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, incredible movie. If you've never seen Fargo, I can't recommend it highly enough. She was also in Primal Fear. I brought that up for both of our Ed Norton picks. She's spun the block time and again, and genuinely one of the best actresses living. The French Dispatch will always be one of my favorite roles of hers, where she played Lucinda Crements, one of the writers for The French Dispatch, and gets to do a lot of scenes opposite Timothée Chalamet. But, you know, Moonrise Kingdom playing the abusive wife of Bill Murray, not funny, but a little funny. Isle of Dogs, she voices the translator, narrator, kind of.
Oh yeah.
You know, she's the interpreter. I love that role. She's done so much and she's so lovable and she's so obviously talented. Nomadland, as much as I'm just kind of lukewarm on the movie, that is one of the most amazing performances I've ever seen in my life. The immersive idea of that movie where she genuinely lived a nomadic lifestyle, immersed herself in a nomadic community, and people were like, how long have you been doing this? This is a documentary crew, right? You know, like, this is a documentary crew you have following you? Nope. I'm making a feature film and I'm going to win Best Actress and this movie's going to win Best Picture.
I'm a millionaire, actually.
Yeah. No.
I'm fine.
She's fine. But I loved that the point of that movie was that I'm fine too. Like all of them were fine. And like that's kind of fucking awesome. That was a movie that I remember watching it and it made me like really sad.
Yeah.
The first time I watched it. And then like we couldn't record on it for a couple of days. And by the time we got around to recording it, I was like, this movie's actually fucking beautiful. Yeah. You know, like it's actually really weirdly positive. And I remember feeling really, really good about it. I haven't watched it since. Not a super revisitable movie, but one that I almost certainly will at some point. Yeah, it absolutely does. So Frances McDormand, I've got her at 15.
Okay. All right. Number 15 here. I'm thinking, you know, this will be the start of the overlap. Everyone else you've either mentioned before. I didn't think you'd have Christopher Lee. I love the man, but you know, I think that I was pretty singular here.
That is a you thing. Yeah.
But I think this, you know, you haven't said him yet, and I'd imagine. And it's kind of weird. It's like I don't want to steal thunder. It just happens.
No, there's not a lot of names that, like, genuinely, there's not a lot of names that you have said that I haven't yet. You know what I'm saying? Like that hasn't happened a lot. That's more a me to you thing. But I like this. I like the new feeling. It's fresh. You haven't done it in a really long time either. It's been a while since you did it.
I know.
So I'm ready.
Yes. And this is our recent Oppenheimer. This is Cillian Murphy at 14 for me. So I don't know. I know you've been on a recent kick. You know,
I did watch Peaky
TV
Blinders.
Kick,
Yeah.
So that's pretty high up there. But
I've had a lot of Peaky Blinders actors involved too, and I've made sure I brought it up. So it's very reasonable for you to assume that I have Cillian Murphy. Yeah.
And that was a while ago for me, the Peaky Blinders kick. But man, when I was in the middle of that, holy crap, was Killian just like
Thomas Shelby is the fucking shit, dude.
Oh my god, yeah, I'd go to war for that guy, even though I don't really agree. You know,
many do.
Yeah. I mean, I go back and forth. There are times where I'm screaming at Tom, you know, you fucking idiot.
Oh, he sucks.
Like, oh, you're a genius.
He sucks.
And then
he sucks, but he's the best.
Yeah,
you know, he falls in line with Tony Soprano and all of these legends of TV, where you're like, God, I hate you, but you're magnetic. You are magnetic. I fucking love it. Yeah.
And I guess Oppenheimer is like, I can't. Is like a. I mean, he feels bad about it. It's not like he's gloating and being like, "Oh, I'm the shit making the bomb," you know, or whatever. But no, it's kind of you can't really like Oppenheimer too much. But is it like it's more the invention, I guess there. But man, what a movie to have under your belt.
Beautiful,
now.
Beautiful
is
movie.
Incredible, and yeah, to be, you know, just a scarecrow in like Chris Nolan's movie, and then to lead like one of the biggest like movie moments in recent history, like is kind of wild, like that the Nolan,
and to win Best Actor for it,
man,
like that's
whew.
Yeah, I mean, Cillian Murphy has done about as much as an actor can possibly hope to do, you know, which is even aside from winning the highest acclaim that an actor can get, which is the Best Actor Oscar. I mean, he's headlined a TV show that ran for 6 seasons that was a massive deal and was beloved by millions. He headlined a nearly $1 billion movie. He was in another $1 billion movie in The Dark Knight. You know, not a big part of it, but it was in it. The Dark Knight Rises, he's in, not a big part of it. But I mean, like, and then he's had an incredibly fulfilling career elsewise. And I think that that's really, really cool, that the amount of stuff he's done that feels like it's for him is really awesome. And the fact that some of the stuff that is for him overlaps with stuff that's going to be a giant deal is also really cool.
Yeah.
So I love me some Cillian Murphy, and I love that spot there for you at 14.
Oh yeah. So I feel like we'll return to him. I'd assume at some point. Again.
I will neither confirm nor deny.
But yeah, had to have him here, and have a lot of blind spots to eventually get to all the 28-day later that franchise.
We will be covering in October, by the way.
Yeah,
let's fucking go.
That's it.
He's only in the first one, by the way. He's only in 28 days. Okay. That's not a franchise led by Cillian Murphy. It's actually a franchise that's more about the world than it is about any given character, which I think is interesting.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Very
so,
cool.
fun stuff, and I don't want to give too much away.
I know he was in Tron Legacy.
No, he was not.
What? They didn't bring him
he
back?
Was not. He was not in Tron Ares.
How do you not bring
huge
Oppenheimer
whiff?
Back? What the
Huge
fuck?
whiff. Well, and not only that, Tron Legacy. Tron Ares. Okay, this movie pisses me off.
I still haven't seen it, which is wild.
Dude, I love Jodie Turner-Smith. I love Greta Lee. They're the highlights. They're no doubt the highlights. And I don't mind the director. He directed Young Woman in the Sea with Daisy Ridley. I like that movie a lot. But let me give you a rundown about Tron Legacy, okay? I'm only going to say 2 things. It's all you really need to fucking know, okay? It featured as a tiny role that how you don't decide to make him bigger. Cillian Murphy, recently Best Actor winner. You're like, you know what? Maybe we should cast Jared Leto. Fuck yourself. Maybe we should cast Jared Leto. No, you shouldn't do that. Yep. You should bring back Cillian Murphy and figure out something there. You have Cillian Murphy probably not at your disposal. I don't want to say that he would have automatically agreed to do anything, but you throw a bag at him, he'll do it. We've seen evidence of such things. Cillian Murphy should have, you should have at least given him a call, and maybe they did. I don't know. But the next thing, Tron Legacy was directed by Joseph Kosinski, who did Top Gun Maverick, Best Actor or Best Picture nominee, And in the same year as Tron Ares, and maybe there's a reason he didn't do Tron Ares, he did F1, Best Picture nominee. Now, that one's not nearly as deserved, but it was still a Best Picture nominee, and he was damn good at directing it. To not be willing to throw the bag at Joseph Kosinski and Cillian Murphy bewilders me. So Tron Ares, not good. Could have been better, and it would have been better if Cillian Murphy was in it. So, I like that. I like that though. 14. You're right. This is the spot where we're going. Yep, I know you got him. I know you got him. Because, and if you'll recall, somewhere in the 50s, I believe, I looked up my list and was like, I've got this guy. I've got him. Where is he? Where? Oh no. I don't have this guy. What the fuck happened? So if you go back to like part 6, or part 4, or part 5, it's somewhere in there. I realized that somebody who I thought was like top 10, like in my head, I hadn't really been analyzing the top of my list. I was just like, I've probably got him at like 7 or something. I went up there and I just couldn't find him. And I was like, oh God, oh fuck, I'm going to have to make my list 101 people. And I did. So I ended up being comfortable enough to slot him at 14. And it's a guy that I know you have. And, neither confirm nor deny, but if anybody has listened to the podcast for any amount of time, they know you like the guy. 14 is where I have Denzel Washington. This is the guy who I was certain was on the list, and when I looked, was not on the list. Which is kind of very weirdly befitting of my general relationship to Denzel Washington, which is just that, like, I respect him so much, and I know he's a fantastic actor, and I love everything he's in, and I've never not enjoyed something he was a part of. But I rarely in my head think of Denzel as one of my favorite actors of all time, So it was kind of weirdly fitting that I forgot him almost, even though in my head he was on the list. Now, this is the spot that I reserved, and which is funny because it shows kind of how differently we evaluate these sorts of things. You're Robert De Niro and you're Al Pacino, where you're like, I know they're a legend, but I've just never really connected with them. I was like, I know he's a legend, so I'm going to put him fucking high. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Denzel in Malcolm X. That is probably my favorite turn of his across his career. American Gangster. Holy shit, is he gold as Frank Lucas. Shit, I mean, even a couple years ago in Gladiator 2.
Yeah.
He's fucking electric in that. He's electric. I love him in that. Highest to Lowest last year with Spike Lee. Great movie. One of your favorites of all time. Maybe your favorite movie ever, Book of Eli.
The best movie of all time.
Yeah, the best movie ever made, as you know.
Almost.
Naturally. And we covered that. That's actually the first episode, or the third episode of this show ever, if you go back in the Cinementalist catalog, after Tron Legacy and Casablanca.
Wow. That's right.
All of which have been brought up in this episode. So that's worth something. But his Tony Scott collaborations, Man on Fire, Deja Vu, Crimson Tide, he's done a lot of incredible work. So, and then that's where I start to go, okay, the way that you look at Robert De Niro and Al Pacino isn't the same way that I look at Denzel Washington, because I have genuinely connected to this guy, and I have genuinely loved him as an actor in a lot of stuff. Most recently, the movie that I watched that was headlined by him was The Manchurian Candidate, which was a remake of a movie starring Frank Sinatra in the 50s. This is Denzel Washington leads a Jonathan Demme film, co-starring Meryl Streep and Liev Schreiber. You would love The Manchurian Candidate. I cannot recommend it highly enough. Don't look up a single fucking thing about it. I hear you typing. Don't fucking do it. Don't do it.
It's close. It's done.
No, I mean, don't
like-
get me wrong.
That's a good
You
movie,
can look at
though.
the premise.
No,
It's
that's
fine.
a good movie. No, that's how you know it's good. Is like, no, you want to go in blind. You just want.
You do wanna go in
You want
blind.
to just experience. The
That's a
movie.
thriller. It's a mystery. There's a lot going on there. There's conspiracy. You will love
Yep.
the Manchurian Candidate. So, in fact, scratch whatever you're doing tomorrow. You've got a job to do. But yeah, Denzel, I mean, that guy's a legend, and everybody knows it. There's no doubt about it. Can't wait for whatever the rest of his career holds. And I have to watch so much Denzel stuff that I still never watched. So I've got an endless collection of Denzel movies that I have the pleasure of getting to dig into. So I love him. I've got him here. He breaches my top 14.
Yes. And yeah, the overlap has begun. We will return to Denzel, but perhaps not this week. I'll spoil that much comfortably.
There's only one
me.
episode left. I think I know where he's popping up.
Yeah. So, yeah. But
Although that's not a surprise to me. I knew that for a fact.
So, but in the meantime, we'll move on to. Oh, is this unlucky? I guess the unlucky number of the episode, 13.
Not a fan.
You know,
I mean, a fan, are you?
I guess I don't know. My brother just we were in St. Louis for Kid Cudi, and we were on the 15th floor for a hotel room, and I told
15
him,
floors? Jesus, what hotel did you stay
at? The Ameristar Casino.
Okay.
So yeah,
that
we were
makes
at the
sense.
casino. Oh my god,
you
that
said
room was
15th
so nice.
floor, and I
Yeah,
was
know.
like, holy shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It was awesome. That hotel room was insane. It had 2 floors, basically. I mean, barely 2 floors, but like a living
that's
room
sick.
and everything. But yeah, we're going up to the 15th floor, and I'm like, hell yeah. Like, I'm just like, I feel like it's such an obvious fact of the not having a 13th floor that I was like pointing it out as like the obvious fact that you point out in
Right.
an elevator. And my brother was like, wait, what? He's like, it was the first time he's ever learned it. So, I mean, it's just
Actually, I'd forgotten that fact, so it's funny that you bring it up. I have known that. You reminded me of it, but I'd completely forgotten that buildings that large don't have 13th floors.
and it actually a number that scares people enough, or engineers or architects. I don't know who it scares, or like who decides no 13th floor, but the 13th floor is still there. It's just the number skips. You don't. It's not like they just skip building a floor and there's just vacant.
No.
void.
You literally
It's like-
can't do that.
Yeah,
it's not possible.
It's like,
Yeah.
so I mean,
It's not like the floors on the 12th floor are super fucking high. You know, no, like
that'd be kind
and
of.
even
if
then, the
there is a
14th
building
floor would
out
still
there-
be the 13th floor. It's just how it would work.
But if there is a building out there that actually just has a floor vacant at completely unused,
That's scarier.
I
That's
know.
scarier.
Oh, dude, that's actually the haunted.
That's a horror movie.
That's the
Let's
back
go.
rooms,
Let's
dude.
go.
Yeah.
Let's write it right
Wow.
now.
Oh
The
my God.
Backrooms movie. We should see that this weekend. By
Yes.
the way, we should see that before you go back. I really, really want to see that.
Yeah.
Renee Ren's.
I feel like
Chiwetel Ejiofor. I'm really excited for it. So.
you're gonna end the movie and walk out the tunnel, and it's gonna be in a back room. We're gonna teleport,
Dude, that movie's going to terrify me in the best way. There are very few movies that I'm like excited to scare me. I'm a pussy. Like I don't like horror movies. I'm an absolute bitch when it comes to horror movies. But that one, I don't know what it is. It tickles something. Like when it's something that like, I had nightmares when I was younger about backrooms. You know what I'm saying? Like there was, so this is an aside. Sorry. We're diving down it now. You did it, Joe. So I had a recurring nightmare when I was younger of my elementary school. Daniel Young.
Yeah.
There were 3 hallways. I remember explicitly. There were 3 hallways in Daniel Young. But in my dream, there was a 4th one. And this 4th one, it never contained anything that was explicitly scary. But Jesus Christ, did it freak me the fuck out that I found this secret hall that felt endless and felt void, and I didn't know how to articulate it until something like Backrooms came along, and I was like, oh my God, that's what fucking freaked me out. Now, obviously, Backrooms plays a little bit with like monster stuff, and there's another entity there. But the very idea of liminal space
Yep.
has petrified me since I was young. And I mean, even young enough to where like I was making it up in my head as something I was afraid of. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. I'd never experienced liminal space. It was just something that like my brain was like, wouldn't this be fucking freaky, man? And I was like, yeah, that's fucking terrifying. Why would you show me that? And then like other people were like, I'm afraid of this. It's weird. It's weird. I don't like it. I still don't like it, which is why something like that movie is really enticing to me.
So you've never actually had a Backrooms experience then, or like where you felt like you were awake?
Not no. So yes, I have had, but it didn't predate my dreams of Backroom. Like my nightmares of Backrooms. It was post that, which made them even more scary. You know what I'm saying? Like when you find yourself in a space, it's usually some sort of basement, supply closet. I have found myself in a couple spaces. And again, I look back on these experiences now and I actually have no idea if they're real.
Yeah.
I don't know if this happened to me.
Yeah.
Which is even more freaky. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember them vividly. And specifically, one thing that I remember was being in a hospital. And I've asked my family about this. They don't remember it, which makes it all the scarier to me. I was in a hospital. Can't for the life of me remember what for. I even remember... Well, actually, I do feel like I remember what for. They insist it couldn't have been right. Like what I'm remembering can't be right. I remember being at the hospital when my little brother was born, Griffin. I remember it vividly. And I remember being in a hospital room, walking down a hallway, weirdly empty, walking into a hospital room, and it was dark, and I could hear a clock ticking. Just
what? Okay.
And I was just there for a little bit. And then I walked out of the room because I was like, this is fucking freaky. And I walked away and I walked back to the room where my parents were. And they were like, that's impossible. And it was dark and it was nighttime out. And my parents were like, that's impossible. Your brother wasn't born at nighttime. So I'm like, what the fuck happened to me that day? I don't know. I don't like to think about it.
Okay.
And again, might have just been a nightmare. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I really, really, really vividly remember it like it happened. And that's the thing. It wasn't like a normal and that's, I don't like thinking about it because I feel like I was there with somebody and that's weird.
Whoa.
Like that. And I don't remember who.
Yeah.
I don't remember who. I felt like someone was in the hospital bed, but like, there wasn't. So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like talking about it. I've got chills talking about it right now.
Maybe we got to go see that for sure then. Yeah, that's a...
Yeah. I'm like, that's why I'm like, it's a freaky fucking premise. Nevertheless, I don't remember how that came
number
up.
13.
There you go. Yeah, the
way.
mysterious floor. Yeah.
Freaky number. Freaky... Is she in any freaky roles? I don't know. Not off the top of my head. But this is where I have my Padme, Natalie Portman at 13. Not
Black
an
Swan
unlucky.
is a little freaky.
Oh, okay. I've never seen. So I guess
it's not a horror movie, but it's a little freaky.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I don't know the makeup. I know the costume or kind of but I wouldn't have thought freaky or like a psychological drama. Okay, psychological thriller. Okay, interesting. Yeah, but no, her alone as Padme and in V for Vendetta kind of is enough for her having the kind of childhood attachment. I don't think I had a bigger childhood crush on anyone else. Maybe someone else, I guess, who is still to be named. But no, Natalie Portman was kind of like the ultimate.
Ooh, that's
exciting.
No.
Yeah, I would love to take Anakin's place, not have the children be murdered and just take
not become intergalactic fascist.
Kind of insert, do a switcheroo and rule the galaxy the right way with Padme. That's the ultimate. That was the childhood fantasy. It's still to this day, I guess, the fantasy. But
you turned her against me.
Yeah. But no, even in her later stuff, as
my heart.
Jane Foster in the Thor movies, I guess, is it's okay. She's doing the most she can in those movies, but
no, and I mean Thor. That the romance that develops between Jane and Thor in the first Thor movie is really good. I like the first Thor movie a lot, and frankly, don't get me wrong, Thor: The Dark World isn't great, but it's nowhere near as bad as people have made it out to be over the years. You know what I'm saying? And her getting to go to Asgard and her like flying through the Einstein-Rosen bridge and like being like awed by it, like she kills that role, dude. She's so good in that.
Yeah. Yeah, she, taking it all the way back to 95, even in Heat, she get the young, however old she was young in that movie, but like, she's
very small child.
That's quite a movie, quite a cast to be in with at that age. That's kind of crazy. And then she's freaking the Queen of Naboo, and I believe it. Dogs. This is your cue. But
they outside again. They outside.
Yeah,
They would be. I believe they did when I brought her up too. So this is funny. Like I don't think I'm making that up. But yeah, Natalie Portman was born in 1981. Okay. The Phantom Menace came out in 99 and was filmed over 97 and 98. She was 16, 17 in The Phantom Menace. And then Attack of the Clones, of course, she is, 19, 20. But like it's crazy how long she's been so egregiously talented and how gifted she was from a young age. She's a truly, truly incredible performer. And again, we pointed out Thor, Black Swan, she won the Oscar for Best Actress in 2010. She was like, fuck yeah, give me that check. And Thor was in 2011. You know what I'm saying? And then she was able to cash these checks for a decade and some change after that. And she's still done some incredibly interesting work during that time. And I look forward to everything she has coming forth. I mean, May December is probably my most recent, that was a big swing and an interesting swing that I really, really loved out of her. But I look forward to whatever the next one is, man. I do.
In crazy coincidence here, the difference between your position and mine is 66. Fucking we order 66.
Commence order 66.
I mean,
that is pretty cool. It's not going to be the biggest, obviously it already isn't, but that might be the coolest one. That might be the coolest one.
The most tragic death of Order
lore
66.
Wise.
Right there. I mean, it was Natalie Portman. But yeah, she's the unlucky one. The back rooms, imagine she has a crazy guest appearance in the back rooms. She's just one of...
I'll lose it. It would be even crazier if my guy appeared, my 13 appeared in the back rooms. Mostly because, tragically, he's been dead for about 12 years. So...
Yeah.
Really hope he's not in it. Otherwise, I'm really going to be geeked. My 13, no laughing matter. I'm so sorry that I made a joke to start this sequence because his story is genuinely so fucking sad. 13's where I have Philip Seymour Hoffman, who is just, again, one of the greatest to ever do it. I absolutely love everything he's brought to the table, and his most famous role, just because it's the most popular movies he was ever a part of, are The Hunger Games. His role as Plutarch, undoubtedly his most renowned work, as just massive and gigantic as those movies were. But his work prior to that in The Big Lebowski, I've brought that up time and again during this series, and his role in that is fucking hysterical. He's so good. And again, you brought up Andy Serkis at the start of this, which I complimented Andy Serkis as being, just a really pure actor in the sense that he's willing to give himself over so fully. He doesn't give a fuck if you know it's him, and so on and so forth. The array of characters that Philip Seymour Hoffman, while never doing, that exactly where he motion captured his performance and was literally turned into something else. He's played the most despicable villain you've ever seen in Mission Impossible 3, and he's played this bootlicking, yes man in The Big Lebowski, and he's been, gay best friend in Boogie Nights, and he's been an angry pimp in Punch Drunk Love, and like, this guy is, there's this incredible scene in Punch Drunk Love whenever Adam Sandler, this is like Adam Sandler's original serious role, by the way. Paul Thomas Anderson directed, a guy who did One Battle After Another. Adam Sandler stars opposite Emily Watson in a romance movie, and the premise is that Adam Sandler it has been calling a sex line for companionship, and then they like steal his information and stuff, and now he's being scammed by them. So he's trying to hide that while falling in love with this woman, and so on and so forth. So he gets a hold of somebody, and it's Philip Seymour Hoffman eventually. And he has this scene, and you've almost certainly see it where he goes, "No, shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up." And that's Philip Seymour Hoffman in Punch Drunk Love. And in context, it's fucking hysterical. Like, it is so funny. And he's got so many movies where he is so ridiculously funny in a way that is so subversive, and you would never anticipate it. And then he's got roles where, like, he's just super on the nose funny, like Along Came Polly, the rom-com with Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston. The introduction of Philip Seymour Hoffman's character in that movie. The idea is that Ben Stiller is getting married at the beginning of the movie, and Philip Seymour Hoffman is his best man. He walks into the room and goes, "What's up? Best man in the house." He steps onto the dance floor and fucking plants, like slips and hits himself on the ground as hard as anyone ever has. And it is so fucking funny. Like, and again, like, that physical comedy, I know it's so, like, you'd think that's easy. It's the first thing that makes kids laugh at the second they know things are funny. It's physical comedy. The first time a kid laughed, it was probably because something made them laugh that somebody did physically. It's the first thing you can process. But that ultimately makes it the funniest thing anybody can do, like, forever. Because, like, if you could pull that off well, and you can make me laugh as an adult at something like that, I know you are so fucking funny, And his story, just generally, his battle with addiction and ultimately succumbing to it, is devastating. And the way that he channeled such profound depth in Capote in Synecdoche, New York, and Twister's not really a deep role, but he's fucking great in it, and Moneyball, and Boogie Nights, and Magnolia, and Mission Impossible 3, Staten, Maine is a good, like, this dude has just been all over the place. And The Master, I didn't even mention The Master, another Philip Seymour Hoffman movie, holy shit, gold. Joaquin Phoenix, Amy Adams, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Rami Malek, Laura Dern, Jesse Plemons. Insane cast, insane movie. The Master. Philip Seymour Hoffman plays a cult leader in that. He's gold. One of the GOATs, and is generally regarded as such. There's nothing underrated about him because everybody recognizes him as one of the greatest. But his most underrated role is so easily Mission Impossible 3. Owen Davian is one of the best movie villains ever, and I love him in it. So, Philip Seymour Hoffman, 13.
Yeah, okay. Let's see, making sure I have it right. Yes, I do. Okay. I was just got so many, the Excel sheet pulled up on one monitor, the separate IMDb pages, the actual list on the other. But anyway, I'm aligned now. Here. is where I do have some Spider-Men on the list. And this is one of them. There are 2 remaining, but the one to come up first will be Tobey Maguire. The other will come later, but I do. Yes, you did mention that he was off your list this episode, which is, but no, he had to be on mine. I mean, this was one of the only VHSs that I blew up because I watched it so much that it was. I mean, not even our own VHS, a Blockbuster VHS that I continually rented over
Destroyed.
and over and over. And then eventually the dude just let me keep it because I rented it so much, and then I blew up the shit out of that thing, and then had to get a new one. And then we just actually bought one from the store at that point. I think I do still have that VHS. It's in a bin in our closet now, which is I think I actually need to go grab that. And just take that with me everywhere I go now. That I can't. I don't know how that's not actually on my like this physical display of movies and stuff. Like anyway, but yeah, no, it's pretty much why he's here is Spider-Man. And you know he does have some other roles that are nice. But Babylon, Gatsby, that I do like him in, but I'd be lying if I, he's here for Spider-Man.
It's Peter.
That's who I grew up with, and that's my guy. So I mean, I was like, no way. Like I don't know, maybe you just knew that he was coming up on my list or something, but like
I had a feeling
to mention him. I was like, I almost just had to pull trigger and be like, oh yeah, no, he's right here during this episode, but then he's like, he's almost at the end of the episode, so I'm like, I'll wait,
yeah, he actually stars in a movie opposite Natalie Portman. Just a connection there. Where he delivers a performance that I've never watched the movie, but it's called Brothers.
Okay.
2009. It's him, Jake Gyllenhaal, Natalie Portman. And he delivers a performance that I've seen. It's been satirized as like, good acting for men is just yelling. Like it's just yelling and being angry. But I've also seen other people very genuinely be like, no, but this is one of the most gut-wrenching performances I've ever seen in my life. And I've never watched it, but I've always heard really good things, and therefore it's really high on my watch list. Brothers, just worth checking out, because I will at some point. I just never have.
Yeah, but no, he had to be here off the foundation of Spidey alone, and then but then every when he wasn't Spidey, it was very nice to see that he just, and it's a weird thing that like to be so much a character that you probably want to be seen as the actor. We said like, Tom Cruise or like these people that you just see them if they can become the character, that's a really good thing. But like I only saw Spider-Man and like even Gatsby, and it's like how, because it's just ingrained into my brain. But then I don't know, like Babylon, I feel like once I got there,
dude,
I
he's a fucking freak in that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's so different that he was no longer Spider-Man in Babylon, so that was
Spider-Man.
the first time where he wasn't. But yeah, he had to be on my list. Couldn't quite, I tried to get him in the top 10. But then, like, you got to
just be honest with yourself. You do.
So
and
couldn't quite.
Well, that means if I'm doing my math right, we do have someone in common in the top 10.
Okay.
At least.
Yeah. Okay.
But
yes. Oh wow. Yes.
Yeah,
well,
at
definitely.
Least. We definitely. My money is on 3 people in our top 10. By the way, being overlapped.
Yes. Yeah, 100% 3. Well, I'd say.
Do you think there's a chance for 4?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I think 4 is actually likely. Oh no, you've already said him. 3 for sure. Okay, yeah, you've already said 3 100%. Yeah, no, 4 is very likely. Yes.
Okay.
I believe.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I have. I've got 5 that I know aren't in your top 10, like for a fact.
Okay.
Either because I know you don't have them or because you've already said them, one way or another. But so the reason I picked Tobey Maguire as the person I left off the list, and this connects back to my 18, I mentioned Christopher Reeve as being someone I left off, and I had Gene Hackman, and I left off Superman, but I had Lex Luthor. I left off Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, but I have Green Goblin, baby. 12 is where I have Willem Dafoe.
Okay.
I love Willem Dafoe. Just genuinely, again, kind of go back to what I said about Harry Dean Stanton earlier. He's had a lot more opportunity to lead, I would say, Willem Dafoe has. But he's obviously not who you think of as a leading man. It's just a bewilderingly unique man who's willing to give himself so completely again to roles. I think back to Nosferatu just a couple years ago and his role there. Of course, the Green Goblin, but Poor Things, The Lighthouse. Again, Fantastic Mr. Fox, his work with Wes in Asteroid City and The French Dispatch and The Life Aquatic, his Yorgos collaborations with Poor Things and Kinds of Kindness. The Grand Budapest Hotel, that's one of his biggest roles there is, and he plays a really, really interesting key role there. Wild at Heart, his only Lynch collaboration. He is grotesque, despicable, disgusting, and he's so perfect in it.
An ad-lib piss. That's crazy.
An ad-libbed piss. What a man. What a man. Collaborated with Marty Scorsese, played Jesus Christ himself for Martin Scorsese in The Last Temptation. Really, really brilliant movie. We watched and covered At Eternity's Gate last month. Instant all-timer for me where he played Vincent van Gogh. Basquiat and To Live and Die in L.A. and The Loveless. Just a really, really long and full career of fascinating performances where he just surrenders. He's just so unabashedly whatever the movie needs him to be. And he's so weird. He's such a freak. His dick is huge, apparently. Love Willem Dafoe.
Just a confirmed fact. I love that it's just like everyone knows that
everyone knows Willem Dafoe's dick is huge. He's hung.
Yeah.
Like it's apparently it's like it's gotten in the way at points. Like that's the kind of cack we're talking about here. And I hate to objectify, but I'm just speaking what I've heard.
Yeah.
Huge dong.
But okay. Yeah, I do have Willem Dafoe, but he will not be the one remaining of this week.
Yeah,
he will be a little.
So I know
a little bit later.
I'm pretty confident on several of your top 10 at this point. Then,
yes, it's yeah, it's probably at this point.
The process of elimination really it goes a long way. Yeah,
yeah, but yeah, he will be coming next episode. So not quite, but okay, pretty close.
I've got a guess on who your 11 is. I will confirm or deny if I'm correct when you reveal it.
Okay, it is
because I'm like I don't know that they'll be top 10. I know that you'll want them to have been top 10, but if you're honest with yourself, you couldn't quite get there, and this becomes a threshold piece. That's how highly I regard my top 10 because he fell to 11.
Yeah, it is crazy. And these two actually have been going back and forth, my 10 and 11. So I don't know, maybe you are right in the back and forth, but at least where I have landed in what feels right, you have already mentioned him. It will be a difference of 48. This is where I have Hugh Jackman, Wolverine. And so above Spider-Man.
I know who your 10 is, though.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it was the flip, and yeah, I needed him in my that was the
that
the
makes
difference
sense.
maker.
Now that you've told me
was.
who your 11 is and it's Hugh Jackman, like yeah, that makes sense to me. I completely get that. I completely get how that happened. So that makes sense. That tracks.
But I do love Wolverine. I got in the X-Men camp a little late. But then even the Prisoners camp even later. That's an incredible role of his. But I really love Prestige as well. That's a movie I've loved for a while. And he's really, really good in that. And so I've loved him for a while. And then every time I see him in an interview, he just seems like such a nice and genuine guy. And every other actor that's worked with him says he is as such. And like, I don't know, he just feels like I need to see like The Greatest Showman or like his other movies, because I feel like he's so much more talented than I even know of. But he was going to be high on my list no matter what, but just couldn't quite break the top 10. But yeah, I guess he was the first out, which it does, like, man, I do want to, like, every time I bring someone up, it's like, sorry, like, it just had, like, these people had to be here, but yeah, Hugh Jackman was just barely out. So still, yeah, not a big difference, but not the biggest, that's for sure. Not even of this episode, but
no.
I guess Jim
and
Carrey.
I mean, I know who will be the biggest difference. Like, I've got it in my back pocket. I know who will be the biggest difference, and yeah, I mean, it's crazy. But man, I love Hugh Jackman, and I did have him a while back, like you said. I mean, I actually, whenever I brought him up and was like, there's a few actors, whenever I go on a kick and I watch one movie for them and I'm like, oh, I got to watch a bunch of them. He's comparable to me, like with Humphrey Bogart, like I said earlier at 17. Like, whenever I watch a Hugh Jackman movie, I'm like, I've got to watch a bunch of fucking Hugh Jackman movies, man. And you haven't even watched a couple of my absolute favorites of his musical work, dude. You'd love his musical work, especially now that you have given yourself over to musicals. You will really, really enjoy The Greatest Showman. You'll really enjoy Les Mis. I think that you'll find yourself having a great time with both of those movies. So he can only go up for you, which is crazy. Here at 11. Oh, yeah. But my 11. Yeah. You got any guesses? You got anybody that you're holding on to? You don't have to say it out loud, but you can confirm or deny it once I reveal it.
Let's see. Every possible overlap. Well, I'm going to say, he's probably in your top 10, though. I don't know. But that surprised me. Willem Dafoe, I guess, kind of surprised me being outside. But I'll have a guess. I do have a guess, but...
Okay. Okay, my 11 is somebody you already said.
Okay, I'm already wrong.
And not... Okay, I was going to say, and not far back. You said him this episode. You alluded to the fact that I would probably have him, and I do. 11 is where I have Cillian Murphy.
Yes.
I love Cillian Murphy. I mean, really, really singular. Oppenheimer, of course, is perennial work. Just if there are very few actors who can be quite as proud of a turn as he should be for Oppenheimer, it's an amazing performance and an amazing movie. I go to Sunshine, I think of him with Danny Boyle in Sunshine and Danny Boyle in 28 Days Later. He's a really, really talented actor. The Wind That Shakes the Barley. Watching The Detectives, maybe the most underrated rom-com I've ever seen in my life. His Nolan work, of course, Oppenheimer, The Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, Dunkirk.
Damn.
Dunkirk might be his second best turn in a Nolan film, where he plays the shell-shocked soldier. It's harrowing. It's really, really good.
He did that.
A Quiet Place Part 2. Go ahead.
He played that. Nolan saw that, and then he saw Thomas Shelby and was like, "Okay, yep, you're ready, Oppenheimer. It's time. Let's go."
Yep, it's over.
He's like, "Yeah,
it's over. You are leading my next film, or one of my next films, I should say." Yeah, just a brilliant movie star who has been in Nolan movies for 20 years, which is I mean, it's a long time to work with a guy. That's pretty awesome. He also has gotten a chance to work with iconic horror director Wes Craven, the gentleman who directed Scream and A Nightmare on Elm Street. He starred opposite Rachel McAdams in the movie Red Eye. You would love Red Eye. You have got to watch Red Eye. Genuinely brilliant thriller. His work with Tim Mylance, who was a director frequently on the Peaky Blinders. A movie from last year called Steve, and a movie from his first movie following Oppenheimer was called Small Things Like These. The fact that he used his cash, and I CACHE, his cash as an actor, from Oppenheimer. I've won a Best Actor Oscar. I'm the shit. They all smell it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do small projects like this. Mm-hmm. Small things like these. That's awesome. To like be like, I've afforded myself the opportunity to do whatever I want. And Peaky Blinders, having that movie just a couple months ago, The Immortal Man. Not a super great movie, but a great performance nonetheless from Cillian Murphy. He's just an unbelievable actor. The earliest I've ever seen him was a 2001 movie called Disco Pigs, where he stars opposite Elaine Cassidy. Oh, he plays a freak in that. It's a lot of fun. And he is a baby. Like, if you look up Cillian Murphy Disco Pigs, you'll be like, he was ever that young, and he's like 25 or something like that. But he still just looks so baby. Oh my God.
Wow. Yeah. No.
I mean, he's in a movie with Brie Larson, from like 10 years ago now, called Free Fire. That's a fun movie. Again, not a great one, but a super fun one. He's done a ton of stuff, like deceptively so. He just keeps popping up in things, and you're like, this guy's good.
On Free Fire. This Cillian.
Yeah. 70s. Yeah, very 70s.
Okay.
It's all set over the course of it's a real-time movie, so it's 91 minutes, and it takes place over the course of 91 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
Dig. Huh.
Yeah. Red Lights, I brought that up earlier. Bob De Niro, Sigourney Weaver, Elizabeth Olsen, Cillian Murphy. Yeah, just an incredible actor who's done a ton of incredible work. But yeah, Oppenheimer is kind of a crowning achievement on anybody's career. So hard for me to tell you that I have a different opinion of what his best is. But yeah, he tops my list this episode, and he is the first one out of my top 10. And this episode ran a hell of a lot longer than I expected it to. So the top 10, I have a feeling we're going to be up late. But yeah, so that's the episode. Let's go ahead and run it back. Give me your 11 through 19.
Okay. At 11, I had Hugh Jackman. 12, Tobey Maguire. 13, Natalie Portman. 14, Cillian Murphy. 15, Matthew McConaughey. 16, Sir Christopher Lee. 17, Jim Carrey. 18, Tom Cruise. And 19, Anne Hathaway.
Help me, Tom Cruise. Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. Mine is 11, Cillian Murphy. 12, Willem Dafoe. 13, Philip Seymour Hoffman. 14, Denzel Washington. 15, Frances McDormand. 16, Harry Dean Stanton. 17, Humphrey Bogart. 18, Gene Hackman. And 19, Meryl Streep. And I don't think there's undoubtedly not a better episode as far as talent is concerned. Like, I was listing them in a row there, and I'm like, holy shit. That is insane. I don't even think my top 10 has as much talent as the 11 through 19. Like, that's an insane degree of prowess in front of the camera there. So absolutely adore it. That is the conclusion of our penultimate episode of the Top 100, and all that's left is the Top 10, which is readily available for you now, baby, so go ahead and check it out. And with that, we will conclude. I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here, homie.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And remember, peace, love, and bloom, and fuck ice.